a rare disease-focused diagnostic tool for medical professionals, covering more than 4,000 rare diseases and almost 8,000 signs, symptoms, and biomarkers, each weighted according to its relevance to one or more rare diseases. Based on selected phenotypes, the platform generates a ranked differential diagnosis, listing the 10 most probable conditions and much more. Let's go to the tool. In order to use this tool, you have to create an account. Once you have created an account and logged in, you will be presented with an interface that looks like this. Let's first review some of the instructions. RareMDx contains symptoms and signs, each with an associated description. When typing a particular term, the tool will bring up symptoms and signs that contain the term, as well as descriptions that contain the term. This enables selection of the most appropriate symptom or sign given the patient's clinical presentation. If only symptoms and signs that contain the term are required, a semicolon can be typed after the term. This will ensure that only symptoms and signs that include the term within the name are displayed. RareMDx requires at least 4 symptoms and signs to provide a differential diagnosis. Lastly, RareMDx includes both metabolic and other rare diseases, and laboratory parameters can also be selected when searching for symptoms and signs. Let's now use the following case for illustration purposes. A 9-year-old child presents with progressive ataxia and declining school performance, with confirmed moderate intellectual disability. He has a history of chronic otitis media and now has mixed hearing impairment. Examination reveals a depressed nasal bridge, joint stiffness, and hepatosplenomegaly. Ophthalmologic assessment shows bilateral cataracts. Very careful consideration of the symptoms and signs and the associated descriptions in RareMDx is required to obtain an accurate differential diagnosis. Here, the symptoms and signs, as well as the descriptions that accompany each of them, have already been reviewed and entered. As shown, 8 symptoms and signs have been selected. Based on this, the differential diagnosis includes alpha mannosidosis, which is the diagnosis of this patient, GM1 gangliosidosis, mucopolysaccharidosis type 1, and others. The tool now enables selection of additional symptoms and signs. One may, for example, review all the symptoms and signs of the top 3 or 4 conditions in the differential diagnosis, and based on that, refine and improve the ranking. For example, all symptoms and signs related to alpha mannosidosis can be reviewed. Furthermore, additional information about each condition can be accessed. The tool provides general information about the disease, including epidemiology, diagnosis, treatment, ongoing clinical trials, and available therapies. In addition, information about patient societies and rare disease organizations can be obtained. The interactive map can be used to explore resources in specific geographic regions. For example, organizations within South Africa and Africa can be identified, and centers of excellence can also be viewed. Once you are done reviewing and updating the symptoms and signs, a clinical report can be generated. The report already contains your name and email address, which are required to send the report to you. You are offered the opportunity to provide a clinical summary, which should form the basis for the selected phenotypes that are listed next. You are then given the opportunity to comment on the selected phenotypes, after which the differential diagnosis is presented. Again, you are offered the opportunity to comment on the differential diagnosis. Lastly, you may choose to send a copy of the report to the Center for Human Metabolomics. This will assist with the interpretation of results. RareMDx does not retain any information once the session is closed. This concludes the use of the RareMDx tool.